All right. Welcome in, everybody. It is Wednesday's edition of Daily Bread coming at you live right at 1:15 on the East Coast, obviously earlier in the West Coast, but before UCL Champions League kicks off and the college hoop slate, it is our last day before the NBA is returned. We know all of you in the chat and probably Sosa the most is the ready for the NBA to be back in full action and swing. So if you missed us for the first half, we see our man Scott saying first episode. Well, it's not too late to be tapping in because Sosa's about to go demon mode on these NBA guys. So if you missed the first half of the season before the All-Star break, it was pretty profitable. It's going to be the second half of the season as well. But as usual, we are powered and sponsored by the Wise Guys Diamond Club. Be sure to be checking them out because since NBA's back tomorrow, all deals are basically dead. It is what it is on that front, but we're live on Twitter at Daily Bread Media. Make sure to be giving us a like and retweet there and give us a follow if you already aren't. And we're live on YouTube at Daily Bread Media. Definitely be sure to liking the video and already sub to us. We appreciate all of you. It is episode 170. That is enough for me, Sosa. You've been on Spaces. You've been giving the people what they want all morning. How you doing?
Hey man, having a great week so far. You know, just enjoying the week, man. You know, yesterday in soccer we had some nice results. Great call by yourself on both sides. Um,
That was freaky as shit. The 2-0 and 2-0 222 yesterday. I don't think I'm still over that.
Hey man, it happens. The game
Shout
is the
out to
game,
our
right?
man Jose from Straight Bet Sports. Nice little call yesterday on that UNLV money line. Thank you to all of you who tapped in for the College Hoops Happy Hour yesterday at 5:30 for me, Spin, and Steven. We'll be live at 3 on Spaces. So if you want to tell us where we are wrong, you can shout us out and hit us up there. And then Roddy, our man's running another Champions League Spaces at 2. So we'll be done a little bit before then. So for all of you trying to not work today, we got you set up with our fellas. What about, so we have to talk about the UConn Nova game. That's really the only thing of last night of note that happened before we get into today's plays.
That one was, I don't even know how to explain that one, to be totally honest with you.
There's so many different moving factors in that game overall. I think the one that was probably one of the worst officiated games of the season so far.
It might be the worst. That charge call at the end of the game was just wow. And I'm this isn't even coming from a guy who's like obviously you guys are familiar with me being a Jay Wright fan, but that call on Gillespie, holy shit, that was one of the worst calls I've seen. But I mean, it worked out in our favor, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, with him just chucking it at the rim for the second one, I'm not going to complain about that whatsoever because, as you said, that probably wasn't a call. What's up, Jay Money? Appreciate you tapping in with us. But I think that was just you had two calls at the end that kind of were makeup calls for, I guess, tossing Hurley because that jump ball. I'm holding a UConn ticket. That looked like a foul to me. So that's what I'm saying. If you were holding a
foul, 100% a foul.
So that's kind of just where it seems to be the makeup from tossing Hurley, which I think might be the softest ejection ever. That's really the only way to put that ejection. You're on mute.
He's cheering up the fans. He's trying to get the fans lit, and they just toss him. That was
disrespect sign because he just got the T, so he couldn't do that. It is what it is there.
Man, they be hating. That was some hating shit. I'm sorry. Only way for me to think about that one, man. That was hating.
All right, let's get to today's Champions League picks. Make sure for all of you who just tapped in with us, give us a like, give us a retweet, give us a sub, all that good stuff. So Champions League, Sosa, you hit your play in that yesterday. I pushed mine. You had both teams to score in Villarreal versus Juventus. They made it a little bit sweaty, but you still got that money in your pocket this morning. So let's start it off with Yeah, let's start off with the B game today. Manchester United versus Atletico Madrid. They don't get the A slot. That's the B game today. You got the
Wow.
pick on both sides. Basically, Atletico's a little bit juiced there, but it's basically 110 to minus 115 on each side. Money line, you got the same way, plus 175 for Atletico, plus 185 for United. And you got a juiced under 2.5 sitting at minus 155. Man, I think the juice under 2.5 at minus 155 is telling you, as Roddy said it, and as everyone says it, Simone Ball could be in full effect today. We could see an ultimate snoozer, but at the same time, I
They
think we
haven't
could
been
have some
great.
fireworks here just because United's defense, not going to trust them. Atletico, sure, they're going to sit back, but this is the match where they need to get a goal in. And I think if they're going to hit them on the counter, and with United playing so direct up the middle, Atletico can stop that if they can control their side of the midfield in the center, get it out to the wing, cross one in. I I could I could see both teams scoring here. Don't really like the price on that. So what do you like for it?
Um, and just like you basically laid it out, you can take two factors in here. You could take in the history, where one, Ronaldo's absolutely owned this team, organization, whatever you want to say in regards to Atletico. He's performed great against them, especially in Champions League. Um, also, this Atletico team doesn't really necessarily fit the identity of most of the Simeone teams. They haven't been particularly great defending this season. They've been good, but they haven't been great. Um, from a tactical standpoint, obviously, Simeone's amazing. He figures out ways to get past talent deficiencies all the time. We've seen him do it a multitude of times at Atletico. So my firm expectation is you can. It's basically a guessing game. Do you think there will be fireworks? You said both teams to score. I think it's possible that both teams score, but I think this one ends in a draw. I got a half unit bet at plus 200 on a draw for the full game. And I just think that's where it ends up. I think that it's Simeone's job here to just make it close, keep it tight, and have the chips fall where they might in the second leg. I don't believe that he's going to try here to really be super attacking, like you said, maybe on the counter. But again, like I said, this is a chance where defensively you just don't know. You just don't know at times what you're going to get from Madrid, and then history would tell you that Cristiano Ronaldo's out looking for blood today for sure.
Yes, thank you, Roddy. Timestamp it. Put 125 right there for us. Um, this is where, from a side perspective, I wouldn't want to touch it. If you forced me to have a play in this one, I would target the total. I mean, you can go with the 2.5 at plus 125, but I think if you really want to get the most bang for your buck, both team totals are placed at 1.5. United's at plus 200. Atletico's at plus 180. If you're on the side with me and doesn't think it ends 1-0, just take the team who you think is going to bag two here, because that's two nice plus money prices there. But Sosa's rocking with the draw. I got nothing here.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. I think we might have a contradicting play in here. One of the first times in a while in the Ajax versus Benfica match, as I'm the one wearing the Ajax kit. And I think I'm the one on Benfica Island all by myself here. No one I else heard has liked this match. My biggest
Wow.
factor in this one is there's a lot of turmoil in just the front office within Ajax. They're the champions of Europe way back in the day. I just think it's just a little bit past here. This is the one where if we see a boring game, especially with this high total, I don't know. I like them on the Asian handicap. Roddy's rocking with the Ajax first half. I
He's
believe
Hey man, like I said, what did I say before we went live? Ajax
Ajax first
first
half.
half result plus 115. The value's there. Plus, yeah, the value's there. I think they're the better team, but I continue what you're saying. I don't mean to cut you off per se.
No, you're all good. We got to shout out when people are dropping the plays, because we had Tyler dropping a Premier League action. We won't get into it because we don't have that much time. But I just think here, Benfica, they'll be tough at home. I'm personally taking them plus 0.75. So that's the Asian handicap. Splitting the bet on the plus one, the plus 0.5 at minus 111. I just do not see Benfica losing this match by more than 2. So therefore, you can cash your bet. Hopefully, Benfica ties it in the second half so we both go home happy here. But I'm fine with being on Rex Island here in this Benfica match where I do believe they get on the score sheet. That is way too juiced for my liking there. So that's just where I think they'll pull out a result or only be down 1 goal going into the second leg.
Yeah, sure.
As I wear an Ajax kit.
I'm also a big time Luis Suarez fan. He's one of my favorite players.
Ajax dropped a sick promo video for today because both of these clubs have great academies and development history. So if you want to get and watch it after you're tapped in with us, pretty good video. Ajax social media team is one of the best out there. College hoops time?
Yes, sir.
Nope, it's not college hoops time. Real Champions League tonight, 8:15.
Oh,
You like that first half angle? The Rapids Rapids money line in the first half. You can get that at -106. They're down a goal. It's a second leg. They got Comunicaciones coming from Guatemala to Denver tonight. It's going to be 10 degrees at kickoff. It's going to feel like 0. Remember when the United States played Honduras at home in Minnesota and pulled out a 3-0 win and got an early goal?
Well,
I see the same thing with the Rapids.
Bro, the funniest was the press conference after when they asked Berhalter. He said, we provided them with with cold weather gear. Like they were at no disadvantage whatsoever. I'm like, it was pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah, you add the elevation difference onto it on top of it. And the Rapids have to go for it. 1-1. They'll go to extra time. So that's where I don't want to play the full game Asian handicap because that's sitting at -1.25 or -1.5 because that means they'll have to win because if the first half bet doesn't come through, I'll probably play something on the second half for the Rapids. They had plenty of chances in the last match. They just couldn't get anything on net. MLS teams never usually do well when they travel outside of the United States to play, especially to Mexico or Central America. So that's where we like the Rapids at home. First half money line -106.
Let's get it.
Now let's get to college hoops.
Now let's get to the most important part of the show.
Man, a lot of people are bitching about college hoops on the timeline. It bothers me. That's why I need NBA back. Just stick in your lane. Find a new slant.
Mm-hmm.
All right, game of the night. I got action in it. LSU versus Kentucky. We have to start here if you're going to listen to all of our footy talk. The LSU +7.5 -110 is calling my name big time here. We've seen Pinson back at full speed, and this LSU team, especially their defense, is clicking back into action. Taking unders now is very treacherous waters just because you have teams fouling to the death of it to get better seeding to try to pull back the win no matter what. And with Kentucky and LSU, we're going to see that tonight because both teams are at live for March. I still don't care. I'm taking the under 142.5 at -110 here. You got 2 top 25 defenses, and I still think this number is slightly too high. My numbers put this at like 136 to 137. And with Pinson being back, that's all I need for the LSU defense to stick it back up a gear. Both of these teams do play quick in transition, but the 2-point defenses both rank in the top 50. 3-point defenses both rank in the top 25. LSU's offense has been the Achilles heel in the games that they're not showing up in. As long as I just need Kentucky to go back to them old selves, get in love with the 3, don't hit any. Hopefully Grady goes cold a little bit tonight, but I'm taking the under 142.5 -110. We got our man Jay Reach with another college baseball play. He hit his one, I believe it was yesterday, so let's see if he gets a second one. Sosa, what are your thoughts on Kentucky LSU? Mute. You're on mute.
I'm glad you stayed away from a winner because I can't call it. Like you just stated, Will Wade has his Rain Man moments where he looks great. The team starts to click, like you said. Having Pinson back is huge for them. I like to play with the under as well. Definitely do. But that's pretty much it. I mean, Kentucky's playing great, man. All those Coach K can't coach, or this coach or Cal can't coach narratives are gone now. You know what I mean? All those because he's coaching his ass off. So I'm I'm with you on the under. I think we're going to get both teams played really really tough defense. LSU plays really great defense, and they have a propensity for not scoring for stretches at a time. So I love the play.
Second one, we're going to be rocking with Big East battle in Xavier and Providence here. I'm going with the over 137 minus 110. This is a game where you got the 1 point spread. Fouling's 100% going to come into play here. It could get us over the number at the end of the day, but that's not what I'm going to be relying on. Neither of these teams will be able to turn the other team over with great success throughout the full game. So I like most of the shot opportunity or most of the possessions end with shots. The 2 point defenses here are stronger than the 2 point offenses. So yes, my one angle is always try to find that for an under, but I'm going to be rocking the boat and going with an over here. Both of these teams are living at the foul line. The switching defenses of Xavier, both of these teams are going full out. I just don't see how this goes over 137 minus 110. From matchup perspectives, you got Nate Watson and Jack Nungy going at each other. Probably the two people in the media who get beat up the most for their play. Then you got good guard battle between Scruggs and Bynum. It's going to be an all-around solid matchup. I don't want to play with a winner here because it's a pure toss-em game, just like that UConn Nova game last night. We're going over 137 minus 110.
I really want to pick Providence, man. They're one of those teams having such a regular season. I think they end up losing like first or second round in the tournament. They've had such a great year. They found so many different ways to win games that's my biggest fear. And I love the
metrics hate them too.
It's crazy
because it's like the net, Ken Palm, all the stuff that the March takes into consideration. If their record wasn't as strong as it is right now, I wouldn't say they're on if they had like 7 losses at this point, they'd be smack dab on that bubble with Creighton, and it wouldn't be looking too pretty. Game that I have no action in, Duke versus UVA. We played that over the last game, got out of it clean. It's clean. Not trying to touch Duke UVA. You have a revenge Duke spot here on the road, man. I don't want to lay 5, but I could see it getting very ugly.
Oh yeah, I mean, but then again, Tony Bennett, man, he has these moments where he gets his teams to play out of their minds, and this time of year, I'm afraid to touch. I think Duke could easily beat the shit out of them, but we've also seen Duke, losing at the crib uncharacteristically. So
I mean, that's been their only loss since January 18th, where they lost to Florida State in overtime at Florida State. So that's their one like bump in their hitch on the road. That's the one reason why I think Duke can come out and kind of smack them, because what they did was they kind of just played with their food, because Duke was up by they were down for majority of the game. That one. No, yeah, Duke was up. They just couldn't clear it off. They're up by 12 at half. They just didn't want to put it away. It is what it is on that aspect. The net. I don't like referring to the net, but they say it a lot, so you have to. So yeah, no strong play on that. UVA went 2 for 12 from 3 and still came out with the win. Not great signs for Duke, but kind of like going into the third and final play of the night, because when these last two teams met earlier in the season, this soared over between VCU and George Mason. But we're going back to an under, so we're staying strictly with totals today on Daily Bread for college hoops. I'm taking the under 132.5 minus 110 here. George Mason takes 47% of their shots from deep. No one really goes into VCU and shoots that great from deep. They have the number 2 3-point defense. Teams are shooting 27% overall against them from deep. They also have a top 20 defense where teams are shooting 44.8%. So that's where George Mason, they've been surviving in the A10 is the best way to put it, at 13 and 12 overall, 6 and 6 by their offense. It hasn't been their defensive showings, but VCU's offense has been an enigma. This is the time where they're flipping the switch, as they always do in the season. It's just VCU's offense is what's going to keep them back. They've only taken 1 loss since this January 18th as well. So as long as VCU doesn't run them out of the gym and cover that number with ease, I see this going under 132.5 minus 110.
Yes, sir.
That's 5 plays for me today. Any questions from the chat from any games, Sosa? Any big ones that we didn't hit on that you want to get into?
Not that I can think of, man. Like I see somebody put up the Vandy LSU money line. Best of luck with that. I'm not betting on
That's
either
baseball.
one. Oh, that's baseball. Oh shit. That's right. He was the Texas Tech guy yesterday, right?
Yeah, you got the winner on it.
He was good money. Right. Okay. My bad, dog. My bad.
Yeah, I just saw that because that's how I realized yesterday because he put the baseball emoji to it, but they didn't want to show it. You have the Houston team
Oh, okay.
total angle back at it potential today at Tulane.
They missed it. They missed it first half. What, 3 straight games? 4 straight?
Yep.
Yeah, I think they probably get back on the. Then they get back on the train today. I think they put up some points tonight.
Do I want to lay 2.5 with Wake on the road? Not really.
Not really, no. South
Clemson just plays
Carolina.
at such a gross, slow pace where Wake's 2-point or half-court offense is would be the Achilles heel. So I can see why that number's that short. Yes, I do like South Carolina today. That was definitely a lean of mine. I also favored the under in this matchup as well. South Carolina's offense at home, they need to show up. Frank Martin, this is when he's gotten his guys rallying. They are looking great as long as they can dictate the pace here because neither of these teams are going to hit threes. The reason why I stayed off South Carolina, they're one of the worst teams that just commit fouls left and right. And Mississippi State gets to the line and they shoot well from there. I just don't want to watch South Carolina foul like crazy. But J Money, if you like it, yep, home dog, revenge spot. I can rock with it. It's just the free throw line keeps me off it somehow. All right, we got dropping the Johnnies -5 with Creighton rolling in there. Didn't want to touch that one. Best of luck to you. Wisconsin -5. I would touch that one because that team needs to make a statement. Sure, they're going into the barn. That's the only reason why I wouldn't be laying the 5 here after that last game. You don't know what the hell officiating or what the hell is going to do, especially watch if Bo Borarski's the ref. Never bet a Wisconsin game if he's the ref. That's one of my gold secrets. He just has Wisconsin has one of the worst ATS. It's worse than Chris Paul and what's his name? I'm blanking on it. Scott Foster? Scott Foster.
The ref.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So, like, Wisconsin and Bo Borarski, it's the same exact thing. So, I'd like the under here if you had to make me have a play.
Head coach didn't get suspended for Wisconsin, right? He's got 5.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I'm just saying, like, if Wisconsin doesn't show up and they laid an egg with all of this, that's kind of where I can see your Wisconsin angle. It's just at the barn. So, I'm not dying to back mini at that number either. It's just that 5 tough foul number potentially there. Other than that, NBA back tomorrow. So you cannot wait. He's a little bit chill today because it's hibernation mode for him. He's about to go psycho for the next days, not sleep. So if you want to be cashing in and tapping money for the rest of the NBA season post All-Star break, you came to the right spot.
Tonight we're going to do some sort of a stream post All-Star break preview kind of. I've been in touch with a few other people. We're going to figure out the exact time sometime later this evening. And we're gonna go over just MVP teams and games coming up. Just what we like as far as the outlook for the back end here of the season. So join us later this evening. You'll get the tweets out.
Where's
about
that going to be at? Is this on here? Or is it
it'll either be on our channel. There's a couple other people that whose channels we might be using, but I haven't worked everything out yet. But I definitely want to do it prior to tomorrow's games, no question.
Yep, sir. Other than that, Sosa dropped 1 footy play. I dropped 2 footy plays. Dropped 3.
I dropped 2.
Oh, you dropped 2 footy plays. Sorry.
Ajax first half result at +115, and Atletico Man United half unit at +200 on the draw.
Yes, sir. Rocking with the Rapids first half money line -106, and I'm taking Benfica +0.75 -111. Then I got the under 142.5 in Kentucky LSU. I got the over 137 in Xavier Providence, and I got the under 132.5 in VCU George Mason. You got Perlito, our main man Roddy, running Spaces for Champions League, 18 minutes, 2 p.m. You know where that is on Twitter. Tap in with him. Spaces at 3:30, I believe it is now. Spin Doc had something come up, so I believe it's 3:30 on Spaces with Steve and myself. You already know. Sosa will tap in as usual. Come chop it up with the three of us. We enjoy that. Until tomorrow, give us a like, give us a sub. Sosa's about to murder the NBA. And